Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we find ourselves on the lush plains of Arabia to witness a match between Slam as the red Aztecs and Mihai as the teal Hindustanis. I'm excited to cast this game just because I've seen Mihai play before, but Slam is always fun to watch. His micro is just next level, and as a fellow Canadian, always proud of, another fellow Canadian. So fun to watch as the players establish their bases, look for food, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to Feudal. Let's take a look at their civs. Slam in red is playing as the Aztecs. They start with a few minor advantages, a little bit of extra gold, I believe 50. Their villagers do carry 3 extra resources, which helps them go to the next stage a little bit quicker. And their military units are created a tiny bit faster than other civs, which helps with any kind of early game aggression. So if Slam decides to, put the foot on the gas pedal early on, his units will be produced a tiny bit faster than his opponents. Now, Castle Age is really where the Aztecs, and I think I've said this before, is where they really become deadly. They can make their skirmishers stronger by adding extra range and damage. They can add +4 attack to their infantry, which is always great because they have access to the Eagle Warrior, which is a super fast, super tanky unit, and especially with a +4 attack, can completely eviscerate any kind of opponent armies. Always, hopefully, anytime I see the Aztecs, I hope that we see either the Eagle Warrior or their unique unit, which is the Jaguar Warrior, which I'll get into in a second. Now, if Slam decides to go monk play here, is instead of full-on, military, not that the monk isn't military, but you know what I mean. If he decides to go monk play, Aztecs have, I think, the strongest monks in the game, in my opinion. First of all, any relic you collect gives you a third more gold, and every technology that you research in the monastery gives your monks another +5 HP. So the regular monk that, for example, a Hindustani or any other civilization produces comes out with 30 HP. The Aztec monks can go all the way to 95 HP if they research all of the upgrades. Now, that is super rare because, as you can imagine, the upgrades for monks are quite expensive. So we'll see if Slam decides to go that way, if his opponent forces him into a monk path or not. In any event, as I mentioned, their unique unit is the Jaguar Warrior, a infantry unit with a huge attack bonus against other infantry, +10, +11, just shreds through infantry lines. So overall, a very strong civilization if you can make it into Castle Age, and if you have the resources to upgrade your units, always fun to watch. Now, speaking of casters, anyone who watches Mem's casts, Mem TV that is, knows that his opinion is that this civilization, the Hindustanis, are OP. They are unstoppable and have the best units. I think several casts ago I heard him say that as well. So let's take a look at them. They can pack a punch because their villagers are cheaper, which of course helps with quantity. They go up to 25% cheaper in Imperial. Their camels attack faster, their gunpowder units have extra armor, and some of their cavalry units get an attack bonus against buildings, which means they can demolish structures in the blink of an eye. Now, one of the deadliest upgrades in the game of Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition goes to the Hindustanis, in my opinion, and that is an upgrade that gives their hand cannoneers +2 range. So you can imagine a hand cannoneer with a +2 range and extra armor, which is what their civ gets as a bonus, how deadly that can be. If you mass them, always fun to see, shooting, puffs of smoke going up from afar. A little engagement here at the at Mihai's base. Let's see who comes out on top. These units are all equally weak. you know by now my opinion of feudal army. So the Hindustanis, as opposed to one unique unit, like the Jaguar Warrior of the Aztecs, they get 2 unique units. The first is the GL.slam, which is an infantry unit with an attack bonus against archers. Essentially similar to an Eagle Warrior, except that because it attacks with a spear, the damage that it does can injure multiple units at once. Now, hopefully we get to see some Ghulams, because I love always clicking on them and seeing their very high pierce armor. So if our red Aztec player from Canada decides to go archers, Mihai has the perfect counter in the Ghulams with their crazy pierce armor. I think the elite version has a 6 base pierce armor. Now, their second unit, unique to them, is the Imperial Camel, which is the upgraded version of a heavy camel that has an insanely massive attack bonus against other cavalry. Plus 18 attack against other cavalry. I'll say that again. Plus 18, which makes them similar to a Custelier, which has that charge attack of plus 21, or plus 20, except they get it on every hit against cavalry units. A smaller bonus against camels, plus 9 only. I say only, but plus 9 is still massive. So we have two civilizations here that can really pack a wallop, and it'll be interesting to see when you're playing with these kinds of Elos. I mean, Mihai sitting at 2457, Slam sitting at 2384. These Elos tell us that we're in for a good game. And like I said, I've seen Mihai play before, so I have high expectations for his use of the Hindustanis. And I've seen Slam play. I've watched his streams. His micro is top-notch. So let's see what kind of match we have here. For now, both players, while I was yammering on, managed to make it to Feudal with no real serious aggression or damage. Several kills for both. Take a look at the bottom right of your screen at the APM already. We're 10 minutes into the game, 11 minutes into the game. Slam's APM was almost at 150 a second ago. Now they're both sitting at over 100. So let's see exactly the direction the players want to go. Always fun when you cast a caster, because you can go back and watch his stream if he's streaming this and see if your logic and your idea of what he wanted to do actually accord with reality and whatnot. Otherwise, you're just rambling on here to hear your own voice. So Mihai, I'm going to zoom out. Decent base. I mean, he has several wood lines in the front and one in the back that is a little susceptible to archer fire from the rear. His entire right side is open, so he's chosen to wall this off, except this isn't really a wall off because there's a gap here. So he's created a funnel, essentially. I mean, I wonder if he wants to be able to filter out units towards Slam, or if this is an oversight. Probably not an oversight, given the level of play here. But overall, I like what he's done with his base. He's essentially said, if you want to attack into me, you're either going to have to go all the way around or come straight at me, in which case you're going to come under immediate fire from these villagers who will run right into that town center and start barraging you with arrows. The only problem is, when you wall off, I'm going to zoom out. Look at this giant chunk of land that he's walled off for himself. You have to defend this. So if Slam comes from the south, this wood line is a pain in the ass. This villager has to go all the way around this way, you know, to repair, to put a house. But for now, Slam just going full frontal. Has he seen the back here? No, he has not. So he's just attacking the front for now with 3 archers. That being said, Mihai immediately shows up with 5 of his own. He's going to zone this out. So Slam's not going to get anything done with these 3. Back home, what is he up to? So he's sitting in a similar kind of base position. His entire left side was open. He did a full wall off with a gate, which is basically the exact version of this wall off, except he added a gate. So he wants to be able to put frontal pressure, but he also doesn't want to deal with any kind of attack. He doesn't want to garrison these villagers and lose food collecting time. His base is also pretty open on most sides, and he's also bitten off a huge chunk of the map. Both of these players taking about a 1/6 of the map for themselves. I mean, what can Slam do if Mihai attacks here? Okay, let's say Mihai goes to the high ground here. By the time Slam, one of these villagers, waddles all the way over, Mihai's army is already in his base. That being said, I don't think Slam is too concerned, because he's got 6 archers out on the map, going up to 7. Mihai sitting at 5 archers, going up to 6, with a skirmisher. So these are players who are, at the moment, feeling each other out. Let's see what they've scouted. Mihai first has seen almost nothing of Slam's base. This is a problem for him. So I hope he gets to scout a little bit more with these archers. I hope Slam lets him for his sake. Because otherwise, I mean, you see this clump, but you don't know where else you can attack. Like, where do you come from the north? Do you come from the south? Where are the strong points? Where are the wood lines? So he's coming forward now. He's going to hopefully check out. Okay, he's going north. I was going to say north or south. Flip a coin. He sees the wood line. No villagers. Let's see if he catches this one villager trying to build a house. Tickles her, gets a little HP down. So he's seen almost nothing. Slam, on the other hand, has seen the southern wall-off portion. He's now seen that there's a stone wall, which Mihai is wisely putting down. Like I said, you don't want to be in a position where you have to defend these extreme corners of your base, whether you're Slam or Mihai. So very wise to put down a stone wall. At the very least, if your opponent comes at you with any kind of siege, like a battering ram or a mangonel, it gives you time to prepare a defense. But what has Slam seen? Let's see. I'm going to click one of his units, thanks to this fantastic overlay. And yeah, he's seen pretty much, I would say, what, 90% of the entries into Mihai's base. Has not seen this portion, not that he really needs to, because it is walled now. Okay, so both players just not committing to any kind of serious feudal aggression here. Fantastic take for Slam. This is what I was talking about, the micro. I mean, he lost 2 archers, and he killed 4 or 5. 5 killed. Oh, nice. I didn't realize that the capture age also shows friendly fire. That's fantastic. At the same time, we got 2 archers being annoying here, at least trying to be annoying. But this wood line, I think, is thick enough that at this stage of the game, when they don't have the upgrades, I don't think they can reach this villager. I mean, he's trying. I can just imagine Slam clicking these villagers as his chat says, go this way, go that way. Always so much advice from people who watch Twitch streams. That being said, both players are going up to castle, and both players will be in castle very soon. 7-second advantage to Mihai, so literally at the same time. We'll see if Slam upgrades these and gets range upgrades. Upgrades them to crossbow, I meant. Okay, demolishes his own house. I wonder why. I wondered, and I received an answer. He's building a town center to the north, a town center to the south. That's what he's doing with his 5-second advantage. Slam, the second he reaches Castle Age, what I love to see. I love Eagle Warriors. So an Eagle Warrior upgrade, he's up to 6 Eagle Warriors. He's getting Squires to make them faster. He's getting Bowsaw to make lumber collection quicker. His own town center going down here. I like this location. I like the double, what do you call them? Gathering points, gathering structures. You have a town center here, a mining camp here. So gold mining for an extra 100 wood, the gold mining is going to be super fast. And now our teal Hindustani is under siege. We've got archers to the south, archers to the east, Eagle Warriors streaming across the map. But he's got to find a weak spot, right? I mean, look, this part walled. This part walled. Walled. Kind of walled. I mean, one kind of wall and then a bunch of houses. The houses aren't that strong, 900. Instead, he's deciding to go into here. Okay, so he broke down the palisade. Now he's slowly breaking down these houses, but Mihai can build them for days. Slam researched the +1 range upgrade on these archers, so he will be able to zone out these villagers, but Mihai wisely sends 3. So, let's see the walls here. Yeah, 4,000 HP worth of stone walls now going up. He's going to go up to the full 5,400, which is 3 stone walls. And here he can keep walling off. And worst case scenario, the second our red Eagle Warriors enter into this teal zone, he can garrison villagers in the town center and fire at them. Not that he's doing that. He is instead zoning them out with a monk. Okay. So fantastic play here, defense here by Mihai. He lost a palisade, one little section of a palisade wall and a house. And that's all that Slam got for his troubles. One archer still up here, not upgraded beyond the +1 attack and range. And let's see what the players decide to do. Slam is collecting relics. He's got 3 monks out on the field. going up to 57 villagers, but our Hindustani's already at 59, going up to 61. So that extra town center he built and the discount on villagers. Yes. There we go. I love him. So while I was rambling on and watching the Eagles, our Hindustani player, cool and calm as a pickle, cucumber, not a pickle, cool as a cucumber, built himself a castle and then produced Ghulams. Let's click on one of them. Look at their pierce armor is 4. Especially, you're fighting feudal archers. I mean, look at them melt. Look at this, like snowmen melting. And what did he lose? He lost 10 HP. So basically nothing. Okay, Ghulam streaming across the map, going up to 15. Let's see if he can catch... Okay, I was going to say, let's see if he can catch any errant monks who are, you know, taking the risks to go and get the relics. Unaccompanied. He's got one monk garrisoned in here. Okay, wise move. Okay, this palisade gate is going to fall very quickly, but Slam immediately notices. I mean... Yeah, immediately walls it off, so these Ghulams aren't going to do much. They attack on a 9 at the moment. Eagle's attacking on a 7. Upgrade advantage, I would say, going to the Hindustani players. He's got the +1 attack, +1 defense, whereas Slam only has the +1 defense. Neither player going up for any military upgrades at the moment. Our Hindustani players just continuing to build villagers, getting economic upgrades. Nice, getting arson, which will make these Ghulams destroy buildings much faster. And here we go. Who doesn't like to see Ghulams and Eagle Warriors fighting? But at the moment, both upgrade-wise and just power-wise, I mean, these Eagle Warriors should not be engaging with the Ghulams right now. He got 2 converts while we were looking at the other edge of the map. Very fun to watch. I think these are the remnants of the archers? Okay. More Ghulams coming out. He's sitting at 14. He lost 2. He's got his own monk hunting for relics. But are there any left on the map? I don't think so. Let's take a look. Who has all the relics? Slam has 1 in here. Sorry to everyone on a smartphone or a smaller screen. I'm going to be zooming out and looking for monasteries. There it is. 1 relic for our teal Hindustani. 1 relic here for our red Aztec. Here we go, the Jaguar Warriors with their attack bonus. Sorry. Let's see if they can, what they can do with these Ghulams. I mean, the numbers go to the Ghulams, but you're going to lose a bunch of these to the Jaguars that they have that +10 attack. Okay. Doesn't see the red, doesn't see Slam's castle, but he'll see now the villagers coming forward. Oh, Slam probably just got an error message. Can't build, obstructed site. And immediately plops it down. But our Hindustani player sees it immediately. Both players going up to Imperial. Slam about a minute ahead. I'm sorry, guys. Where are the rest of the relics? There's 2 relics here, 1 relic here, and 2 relics here. Okay, so Slam's sitting at 4 relics to Mihai's 1. Interesting that he chose to build 2 monasteries. I mean, obviously, you're playing the Aztecs. Like I said, they have the strongest monks in the game, in my opinion. But I like that he's decentralized his relic gathering. So you have 2 here, 2 here. If he loses 1 monastery, not the end of the world. A very forward castle here by Slam. I mean, this is a nice little force here. He's got unique units from 2 civilizations and a bunch of monks. I wonder if once we get to Imperial, if we'll see monk technologies being researched. Always fun to watch. For now, though, he's happy to build Jaguar Warriors. And look, anytime you're 30 minutes into a game and you've got Jaguar Warriors fighting Ghulams, you know you're watching a good game. Let's see if there's an engagement here. No, our Hindustani player wisely decides to run away. I don't think he can engage into 4 monks. I mean, imagine losing 4 of these immediately. You're down to 9. And then all of a sudden your opponent outnumbers you in a significant way. Look at the upgrades going down for our teal player at the top left of your screen. He's getting mining. He's getting ballistics, town watch, hand cart, husbandry. when he gets to Imperial, I expect a huge burst of military out of him because, I mean, why else would you just pad your entire game with all these upgrades? That being said, Slam is out on the map. He decided to forego the super aggressive castle for the more reasonable middle of the map castle. I love the positioning, with the exception of this one hill here where Mihai can put trebs, and I wonder if what the advantage in terms of high ground is. It's surrounded completely by low ground. Yeah, this outpost by Mihai is not going to go down. Whatever villager he sends to build it is going to get sniped. But while I'm looking at outposts, there's action at the front of Mihai's base. Slam is here. He's got a very powerful army. Not the fastest army in the world, but very powerful. These Jaguar warriors, though, have to be careful. Their pierce armor is at a 5, but that's not enough to take on a castle just because they are so slow at a 1.1 speed. And let's see them. I love the sound they make when they hit. I don't know if you can hear it. No, right as I say that, they stop hitting. Okay, first trebs are out for Slam, who is now sitting on 4 trebs to Mihai's 1. Where is he building his treb? Is he building it in the back? Yes, he's building in the back. A little run-by attempt here by Mihai, but yeah, that castle is gonna... I mean, get the upgrade. I'm always shocked when there's no murder holes upgrades for the players. I mean, this... In theory, this one Gulam can take down this castle if Slam doesn't upgrade it to attack him. Little bands of Gulams running around the map, but now we've got cavalry archers. Let's watch them pick off. I mean, these aren't Tatari cavalry archers. They're not Magyar cavalry archers, but they'll do the job. In a big enough number, they'll do the job. However, Mihai is supply blocked at 146. And I'm shocked. Both players are at almost the exact same supply. 120 villagers for Mihai, and he's continuing to build villagers. And 113 going up to 119 for Slam. Castle going down for our teal Hindustani. How is he going to respond to 4 trebs backed by so many Jaguar warriors? Well, let's see. I wonder if this is his answer. He's just going to go harass with these cavalry archers. But you can't give up the center of your map, otherwise you lose the game, right? Another castle going down for Slam. So look at the middle of the map. Look at the center here. He has laid claim to this hilly center of the map. Mihai needs to do something real fast about this, because the Jaguars are going to keep putting pressure up front with their tankiness, and the Eagles are now going to swarm everywhere. And Mihai's not paying attention or just doesn't care about these villagers. But these Eagles are running amok. 10 villager kills for these 5 Eagles. And here we go. So Mihai decides to go kind of into Slam's base, kind of not. But I think his logic here, if I had to guess, he wants to pick off reinforcements. Unfortunately for him, the reinforcements are elite Eagle warriors with 8 pierce armor. So these horse archers attack on an 11. Horse archers, cavalry archers attack on 11. These Eagle warriors have a base defense of 8. So you do the math. Eagle warriors streaming everywhere, trying to catch errant villagers. His Jaguar warriors died. We didn't see, but they died. And now this castle is under attack by a town center. I think we know who wins this exchange here. And what can these villagers do? They go right, they get gunned down by a castle. They go left, they get gunned down by Eagle warriors. They go into the town center, and then they're just waiting to die from the castle fire and the Eagles. I mean, look how little damage he's taking. 8, 1, 7 damage for each volley. This one annoying Eagle warrior just poking away. Okay, and Slam is expanding out onto the map. What will our Hindustani player doing? He's doubling down on cavalry archers, and yes, 9 hand cannoneers are on their way. And let's see once he produces them if he did upgrade them for the extra range. But in the meantime, Eagles are in his base, coming down under massive amounts of fire from the town center, from the castle, from now these hand cannons. No upgrade on the range just yet, still the usual 7, but these hand cannons are going to eviscerate the Eagles, especially with the castle firing. I mean, he'll lose them. Oh, did I see the chunky ball of a bombard cannon? Yes, I did. And there you go. I mean, the eagles are amazing, but when you put them up against hand cannons, yeah, they melt very quick. Oh, they're so annoying, these eagle warriors. Let's look at kills. Wow, basically the same villager count killed for both players, 35 and 36. And here we go. Mihai inserting himself. He says, you know what? You put all these castles here in the center of the map. But what am I going to do? I'm not going to engage into the castles. I'll put some bombard cannons. I'll try to take your trebs down super quick. 3 shots from a bombard takes down a treb. But in the meantime, I'm just going to go around your castles. Because I'm on a horse. I'm fast. I move at a 1.54 speed, which is incredibly fast. I'm just going to go around the castles. And any units you try to send to your castles to reinforce them, I'm just going to snipe them with 16 cavalry archers. And in the meantime, while your reinforcements don't show up to fight, I'm going to slowly start taking down your castles. So amazing strategy here, amazing movement here by our Teal Hindustani. He's got to be careful. These trebs, it's always a wild card, these trebs, because they fire at your unit, but because they're so goddamn inaccurate, even if you move your unit left, right to dodge, they can still kill your unit because of how inaccurate they are. They can still hit. Okay. Castle does go down. But at the same time, these eagles, Slam is being so annoying with the eagles. He keeps building 4 or 5 of them and just pushing them towards Mihai's base. But now we've got hand cannons. So Mihai is starting to push back the tide, the red tide of Aztec aggression. A lot of action all over the map. He's got to be careful, though. Once you've gotten 13 Eagle Warriors with a 17 attack and a 1.43 speed, not to mention there, as I said, 8 pierce armor. 8 pierce armor. That's crazy. You have to be careful with these cav archers because they will go through this line like I go through a Domino's pepperoni lover's pizza. Like, it'll be gone in 5 seconds. Okay, so Mihai is stabilizing. I mean, he took some damage from Slam's advance, but... Oh no, oh no, oh no, he's got to be careful. Loses all 4 bombard cannons. Oh, when you're playing an opponent like Slam with such amazing micro, I mean, look, he splits off eagles to get the bombards. At the same time, he splits off a whole chunk to get these cavalry archers. I mean, you have to be careful. The superior unit in this game, in this matchup at this moment, is the hand cannoneer. Based on what Slam is building. He still hasn't upgraded it for the extra range. Oh yeah, look at this. Won't you be my neighbor? We've got Mihai, 66% done at building his castle until the eagle came along and said, "Not today, my guy." And then Slam says, "You know what? I see your castle here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to build a castle right next to it. And I'm going to finish first because my eagles are busy ransacking your military." That being said, he's got to be careful. He's sitting at 27 eagles. Both players sitting at about 130 to 140 villagers. So good economics by both players. But I don't know who to give the advantage to here. I mean, the score says Slam. I think that's just by virtue of how much infrastructure he has. But really, I mean, is it an advantage Slam? I think the better army here is the Hindustani army. I mean, what does Slam have to contest these hand cannons? His only hope is to build enough Eagle Warriors. I mean, obviously, his other hope is to build units that counter hand cannons, obviously. But if he doesn't, his only hope here is to encircle the hand cannons with a huge amount of eagles and just decimate them because they do fire fairly slowly. Okay, we've got 2 Jaguar Warriors. I love to see them. They're back. They attack on an 18. Wow, these Aztec units are so powerful. Like I said, Castle Age comes along, and these units pack a punch. How have neither of these 2 players researched murder holes? Is it something I'm missing? That pro players just don't research murder holes and leave their castles exposed to infantry? In any event, Slam here 25 villagers. Now he's starting to build a counter to the hand cannons. Here we go. The elite skirmishers, not yet fully upgraded, but on their way to being. He's getting ballistics. He's getting leather archer armor. Okay, so now Slam is becoming very dangerous. Our Teal Hindustani has to be careful because Slam might be setting a trap here. He might be setting a very juicy trap. No, never mind. I thought he was going to set a trap where the hand cannons engage into the eagles, and then these guys show up and just decimate the hand cannon line, but he gave the game away by attacking this mining camp with the skirmishers. So Teal knows that he's fighting skirmishers, immediately puts down a cavalry upgrade, and starts building light cav. So I think Slam would have been wise to gun this down with a Treb first, and then leave his opponent in the dark about these skirmishers. That being said, the advantage militarily is Slam's. Look at this. He's sitting on much fewer villagers, but military count is 69 to 45. And these hand cannons are great, but there's not that many of them. There's only 18. Okay, there's a bad engage for Slam, though. Don't engage into a castle. I mean, you've got 3 Trebs. Sure, they're going to Treb it down. A 4th Treb in the corner here. Oh, no. What is Mihai doing? Why is he throwing these cavalry? Yeah, and now look. I think he's trying to loop around to attack the Trebs, but what are you attacking them with? 4 light calves? It's not even going to do a dent. Here we go. Now finally the light calves attack who they're meant to attack, which is monks and skirmishers. But the castle is down, and now Mihai's base is completely open for ransacking. And our Aztec player knows it. He's at full population. He's putting his foot down on the gas pedal. He's going up to almost 40 skirmishers. I think that might be a bit overkill, but it doesn't matter. He's sitting on almost 30 elite eagle warriors. This castle's going to go down. He's run out of stone to repair it. This might just be GG. Okay, right as holy shit, look at Slam's created 203 eagle warriors. His peak APM 188. Wow. Like I said, if you haven't checked these players out, if Mihai has a Twitch, I've seen him play before, but not streaming. If you're on Twitch, definitely check out a fellow Canadian Slam. I mean, come on. 188 APM, 203 Eagle Warriors. Yeah, what a fantastic game here by Slam. Let's take a look at the map. He established himself on the center. I like what Mihai initially did, which is ignored the static defense. These are very powerful to have. Don't get me wrong. Castles are incredible structures. But number one, they don't move. And number two, their primary purpose, in my opinion, is zoning. So look at this big red line all the way around it. You do not enter this area. You do not enter this, excuse me, this area. You don't enter this area. So they are primarily zoning structures that have additional benefits like producing unique units and attacking anyone who enters into their range. But because they're structures, they don't move. So Mihai's initial strategy of to just go around them through the north and then end up here to pick off reinforcements, I love that strategy. The problem is he was picking off Eagle Warriors with archers. And that is you don't never want to be in that position. Overall, what an amazing game by both players. I love to see Ghulams. I love to see them fight other unique units. And Mihai went perfect counter, which is the hand cannon. I mean, Eagles don't stand a chance against hand cannon, but he was too late to respond to these skirmishers. I think Slam revealed them a little bit too early, maybe a minute or two too early, and so Mihai had an opportunity to build a few light cav. Not that it did him any good, but had Slam kept these hidden a little bit longer, I think the surprise would have GG'd. The surprise would have made Mihai GG maybe 3 or 4 or 5 minutes ago. Okay, I mean, he's going for a little bit of a counter attack here through the south. Interesting place to build a blacksmith. I'm not sure why he built a blacksmith there. But yeah, I mean, Slam just basically just encroached from about, I would say, what, the 25 to 30 minute mark. And he just built castle after castle after castle after castle, pumped out a huge number of trebs. 5 trebs is a great number to have this late in the game. You know, if Mihai could have withstood it, it would have turned into a trash war, blah, blah, blah. But it didn't. These trebs rule the day, destroying every castle in their path. And Mihai just could not contend with the sheer volume that our Canadian Aztec was putting out. I mean, what could he have done? He could have doubled down on the hand cannons and something to deal with these elite skirmishers. But are they fully upgraded? No, they're not fully upgraded. Well, I guess they are for Aztecs, because Aztecs don't get the last upgrade. But overall, I mean, fantastic play here by Slam. Look at the mini-map at the bottom. I'm going to zoom out. Apologies to everyone. Look at this just chunk in the center of the map of structures. Slam could have continued building units for days. Look at his resources. 3,000 wood, 1,100 food, and enough stone to build even one more castle, even though he's sitting on 5 castles. Our Hindustani player has a lot of food and wood, but nothing else. And even though he has, I think, technically speaking, the more powerful units, we're talking about the bombard cannon, we're talking about heavy cavalry archer, talking about hand cannon, he just does not have the numbers. I mean, 19 to 70, 20 to 70 is nothing, especially once he showed up with these elite skirmishers. I don't think Slam needed to go up to 50, which is what he was on his way to do, but always fantastic to see a steamroll, a counter to a counter. And yeah, overall, great game by both players. Both played, I think, to the strength of their civs. Initially making gulams to destroy all the archers in his range. Once Slam came out with the Jaguar warriors and the Eagle warriors, he immediately switched to hand cannons. Then Slam immediately switched to elite skirmishers. Then Mihai immediately switched to light cav. So these are very responsive, very good players. And like I said, if you haven't had the privilege of watching them play, definitely check them out. And I hope you enjoyed this game. I'll see everyone in the next one. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.